So, just in recap, uh, the most important process when you're searching for a fitness coach is the interview process. Make sure that the coach is taking time with you to truly understand your goals and what you're trying to accomplish, what you've kind of done or tried in the past, what you're looking to accomplish in the future. Because if they're not taking you through that process, most likely they're going to give you a program that is not going to be in your best interest, more a program in their best interest. Welcome. This is the Work Hard People's Coaches Corner. So we decided to do this Coaches Corner where we can answer some questions and discuss different fitness topics and, just help everything go a little bit better. I am James, the old man. We have the beautiful Emma there. How you doing today?
I'm good, James. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. So, yeah, we decided to throw these out. We're probably going to throw them out, one or two a month, and just cover some different topics. We thought that. Also, we want to have you guys, submit some questions. If there's topics that you are concerned about or would like more information about, don't hesitate to send those to us. We'd be happy to answer them for you. We've had some people submit some questions already that they had or submit some thoughts that they had questions about that we'll cover later on. Today, for the first episode, though, we thought we'd throw out how to choose a coach. There's so many coaches out there. They Many of them specialize in certain areas. There's lots of different advertisements that you see and different people that'll tell you if you do this, you can do that and all that kind of stuff. So we thought we'd cover a little bit of the interview process on really how to go about choosing a coach. And real quick, the very first step to that, choosing a coach, is you need to interview yourself. You need to understand, what are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? What do you see yourself doing in the future? What type of training do you want to do? Are you wanting to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Because not everybody in the fitness industry is looking to lose weight, right? Some people are trying to bulk up and gain weight and do it correctly. And those are the type of questions that you need to be asking yourself before you ever start looking for a coach. So, Emma, did you do some of that when you were seeking out your first coach? Did you kind of interview yourself?
Yeah, somewhat. I kind of had to decide what my goals were. Just kind of what you were saying, figure out what I was planning on doing in the future, where I wanted to go with the direction that I needed to go. So for me, I sat down and I was like, okay, well, I did my weight loss journey. I lost a bunch of weight, and also with that, I lost a lot of muscle. So my main goal was really to just kind of do a body recomp. So when I was kind of looking for coaches, I really didn't know what I was looking for. I didn't know that there was different types of coaches. I didn't understand that there's bodybuilding coaches, there's fitness coaches, there's powerlifting coaches. I mean, there's so many different types of coaches. Everyone has different knowledge in different areas. So when I got my first coach, he was great. He helped me out a lot. He had quite a bit of knowledge, but it wasn't giving me that push that I needed. He pretty much just said, do these workouts and eat this much food. And I was like, okay.
That's something too, the where you speak about knowledge, because like you said, there's thousands of coaches out there, and part of the interview process as a potential client seeking a coach is determining, is this person out there just trying to make money off me, or are they truly vested in what I'm trying to accomplish, what my goals are? And because we've talked about this before, there are so many coaches out there. They just have a base cookie cutter program, and their whole goal is to sign up as many clients as they possibly can, just to try to put money in their pocket, and they don't dive deep in the interview process. That's why the interview process is so important,
Mhm.
because as you go through that process, you'll quickly find out if this is the person that you want to work with. if you have a rapport with them? Are they interested in what you're trying to accomplish versus what they're trying to accomplish as a coach, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And that's really kind of what I ran into. Like I said, I mean, I've known this gentleman for a long, long time, and he's super smart. He's going to school to actually be a dietitian, nutritionist, physical therapist, all that kind of stuff. So he knows what he's talking about. But again, like it just that level of client coach relationship wasn't really there. He just like this cookie cutter, like you were saying, it was
Yeah.
cookie cutter. And I mean, it was a great starting point. It gave me some knowledge that I needed, but it wasn't something that I didn't see that was going to be long term. And so got on Dean's program. I mean, I like that a lot. It's great for beginners, especially just because it's really, really simple to use. And I don't really know how they go about making the programming. I'm not sure if it's someone doing it or if it's computer generated. But again, that was a great starter program. It really wasn't until that I started taking it a little more seriously and thinking, okay, I need someone that actually knows what the heck they're doing, that's going to take the time to sit down with me, learn my lifestyle, learn my hours, how everything works for me, and what I like to eat, first of all. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I saw, I've known Chris for not personally, but I'd seen him on Demo Crew and my social media for quite a while. And so, when I finally saw him, he was running a promo discount, and I was like, I'm signing up. I was like, I'm going to see what this is about. And I mean, since then, I just love him because his interview process was absolutely phenomenal. He told me that he's been wanting to work with me for a while, help me unlock some of my potential, which we haven't got to really dive too far deep into that just because life has been so hectic for me lately. But he's so understanding, and he understands that we're all humans. And that's what comes most important when you're choosing someone. It doesn't need to be someone that's just trying to put money in their pocket, and they genuinely care about the person that they're working with. So just kind of like what you were saying.
Yeah, it's important. And certifications, you said that you're the first guy that you worked with is, studying to become a nutritionist, and those things. Certifications are important, but they're not the most important thing. The
Mm-hmm.
most important thing, I think, is doing the research to gain the knowledge as a coach. And I think you can quickly sort those out. It To be very honest, in many cases, it's very easy to get a certification to be a certified personal trainer or, a nutrition coach. It's not very difficult. With very little research, you can get that done. The difficult part is, what are you doing with the rest of your time? Are you as a coach studying and learning on a constant basis to better yourself, to then use that knowledge to better your clients?
Mm-hmm.
One of the best examples of that is, there's in the bodybuilding world, there's a very famous coach, Hani Rambod. He's been coaching for decades. When he first got his personal trainer gig, he was not a certified coach. The only reason he got that job was because when he sat down with the manager of the gym that he was trying to become a trainer at,
Mm-hmm.
the owner was asking him questions, and Hani knew all the answers. He knew everything behind supplementation, how to use the different supplements, everything about training, because he studied it and researched it. Eventually he went to school and got a degree in, I can't remember what it is, but
Tell some of the
I'll
listeners
look it up, throw it up. But
who he coached, like who are his clients right now, so they know who you're
oh
talking
yeah,
about.
so right now he coaches Seaboom, Derek Lunsford, our current Mr. Olympia, Hadi Chupan. He coached Jay Cutler back in the day. He coached Seth Feroce. He turned Seth Feroce pro. Hani also, he took Phil Heath from nothing to seven-time Mr. Olympia. So he's coached some huge names. They call him the Pro Creator,
Mm-hmm.
and now they need to call him Mr. Olympia coach, because I think his athletes have, I think, 22 titles now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has a lot of uh high impact athletes out there that he works with, and he's very exclusive now, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's also very picky. He doesn't just take anybody. and
Yeah.
and that's something that when you're looking for a coach, I personally, as a coach, when I interview clients, I'm interviewing them not just to find out their goals, but to make sure that they're going to be a good fit with me because I want to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can't help them, if they're not coachable or it's outside of my realm of expertise, I'm not going to just broom them. I'm going to try to help them find somebody that can help them.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be me. I may not be the best fit. And, personality is key. You want to work with somebody that's going to, ask the right questions, that you truly know is invested in your goals, and that you can have a rapport with and a communication with, because that's the only way you're going to,
Yeah,
accept the
if
coaching
you run
advice,
into
right?
the exactly, if you run into coaches that literally just take anyone and everyone on, not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but I would really think about that before you go on with them because nine times, I mean, I've seen it on demo crew. They're like, yeah, come on, I'll tell you what to do, and they just give them a cookie cutter thing, and then they have a girl or a male in a 2,000 calorie deficit and starving themselves and I mean, you just got to be really wary about who you're working with because at the end of the day, it is a business transaction. You know, they're investing their time in you, but you're also investing your trust in them
Yeah.
because and it's not that each person can't find that knowledge themselves. They definitely can. I mean, I know a lot now. Even before working with Chris, I knew a lot, but I wanted to be able to divvy that off to someone else's brain because my brain is overloaded. I'm at full capacity right now. So the last thing I wanted to do was sit there and have to calculate everything, learn everything, look at my own pictures and be like, okay, this needs to be changed or this needs to be changed. It helps to have a second set of eyes and to say, okay, this is what you need to do. It just takes that mental load off of yourself.
Yeah. 100%.
So regardless of what your goal is, building muscle, losing fat, trying to just gain weight in general. It doesn't matter as long as you're just you have full trust in that person because you need to be able to trust them because if you can't trust them, then why are you working with them?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, if early on in your interview process with a coach, and some of the tools we're giving you here, it applies to any kind of coach. It doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
if it's a sales coach or a financial coach or any coach that you're interviewing. These tools will still apply. Okay, I tell people all the time when you are picking a coach, if very early on in the interview process, they're like, oh, I've got the perfect plan for you need to turn and run
Mm-hmm.
because that person has not vested enough time in you yet to know if they got the perfect plan for you.
Exactly.
You want your coach to ask questions, dive deep in truly what you're trying to accomplish so that you can achieve your goals because that's
Yeah, and
ultimately
that's
why you're hiring them.
exactly, and that's why really I felt so comfortable with Chris is because he sent forms for me to sign, A, for just liability. He also had me fill out some forms that just did my weight, what my goals were, um, what I like to eat, what foods I really didn't enjoy eating that much. Just different questions like that, trying to get to know me, kind of what my schedule looked like. And then he's still gone on a FaceTime call with me. And we sat down, talked for like an hour, and just kind of talked about different things, talked about what my goals were, his plan for me, my plan for myself, what he expects from me, what I expect from him type situation. And so it was very, very professional, but also very friendly at the same time. I didn't ever at any point feel like he was trying to just take my money and push me out the door and be like, all right, let me know in a week how it goes. You know, he was still
Yeah.
checking in on me. And I mean, he texts me almost every week, like, don't forget your check-in photos, don't forget your check-in photos, reminding me because he knows I'm super busy. And so you want someone that is on that level that can just understand that you're human and things slip your mind all the time. They want to know how you're doing. And if you have someone that just says, I have the perfect plan for you within 5 minutes, yeah, it's not for you. It's a cookie cutter plan and you don't want that.
Yeah, 100%. And there is a difference between a cookie cutter coach that just offers that and like a cookie cutter plan. Remember that all coaches, they're going to start with they have some type of base plans based off of research and data that they've used to start, and sometimes they may implement those. The good ones are going to tweak them. They're
Mm-hmm.
going to start manipulating those programs to really gear into you and what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, I have base plans depending on what people are looking to do that I start with that I know are successful. They've worked not only for myself, but for others. And I kind of start with that base template. And then depending on what a client's goals are, I manipulate that template to suit their needs and what they're trying to accomplish.
Exactly. I mean, just like, a workout split, leg split, like all that stuff, that's all baseline. And it really, yeah, you change it to what their goals are. Chicken and rice, that's baseline. How much do
Yeah,
you need? That's the question. You know what I mean?
that's
Protein,
right.
that's baseline, but you also need to make sure that you're getting enough protein. The only thing I could think of that's like absolutely cookie cutter baseline is water in the beginning. It's like
Yeah.
at least a gallon a day. That's a
Yeah.
fact. Whether you're training or not, you should be at least drinking a gallon a day.
Yeah. Drink
So,
water. That's probably the one thing that 90% of the country does not do enough is
mhm.
drink. I do about a gallon and a half a day.
I don't even
Yeah.
know where it's at. I was going to show. I have my big hydro jug from
Yeah.
Access, and then I mean I fill that up twice a day at least, and it's a half a gallon. So if I'm filling it up twice, I'm at least getting a gallon. But usually I'm drinking more than that because I just constantly am drinking water.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
That's
really important.
important. Very
It's very
important. And you know what? You said something earlier too that I love. I'd just like to touch on that before maybe we start looking at some questions that we've got. Um, you said that he looked into foods you liked. It's another important thing, especially when you're dealing with a nutrition coach, is
Mhm.
um, that they're not just saying this is what you have to eat to do that. There's so many ways to skin a cat. When I interview a client, when it comes to nutrition, I actually on the interview sheet it says I would like a list of the foods that you like to eat, a list of the foods that you hate to eat. And then what I do is then I coach them on nutrition, what it is. I kind of start teaching them how to break down macronutrients, what micronutrients are, how they work and affect the body. I
Mhm.
try to educate them. I do not put together meal plans. You're going to eat 150 grams of this and 150 grams of that, and you're going to eat that every day for the next 6 weeks. I don't do that. I educate my clients. I do help them get a macro breakdown based
Mhm.
off of their goals. I'll put together their fats, their proteins, and their carbohydrates and fiber, and I will take those macros and then help them with the foods that they like put together their meal plan so that they're eating foods that they like. Number one. Number two, they're getting some variety.
Mhm.
But number three, they're staying within the macros that are going to help them accomplish their goals.
Exactly. And that's why that was like the biggest green flag for me when I saw that he was asking what kind of foods I didn't like and what didn't work well with me. I told him I was like those like highly processed grains, so any type of like sliced bread that isn't, I mean, I could make, let me adjust this real quick. I can make homemade bread and not have any issues with it.
Yeah.
Just because it's natural, like four ingredients. It's super, super
Yeah.
easy to make bread. But if I'm buying store-bought bread, pastas, anything like that. And I told him, I was like, that messes with my stomach and I bloat like a damn cow. So I want to try to stray away from that. And I mean, he took that and ran with it. I mean, I eat rice cakes. I eat rice. What else? There's something else. And potatoes.
Yeah.
And those are the simplest forms of carbs. And I do so well with them. I don't blow up. And it's not necessarily that it's not wrong. It's not that it's not okay to get swollen or bloat. I personally just don't like it because it messes with my head too much and I feel like I'm
Well,
fat.
I don't like the way it feels. I'm the same way. I don't
Yeah.
do I very rarely do pasta because
Mhm.
of that. It man, I can do pasta. I'm stepping even if I stay within my macros, I'm stepping on the scale the next day. I'm 10 pounds up just from holding water.
Yeah, it just
Right. I
messes
just
with
feel,
my gut.
yeah, it does. I do the same carbs you do, except I actually do oatmeal. I do oatmeal 5 days a week in the morning. I have oatmeal every morning for breakfast with a scoop of
Yeah.
protein powder, a little bit of Splenda on there, and some cinnamon. That's it, and it
Yeah, I
it's
had
uh,
told him,
it's
I think I
delicious.
told
But
him that I sometimes ate oatmeal, but I really
yeah,
don't care for it all that much, mainly because you have to add like 13 ingredients into it just to make it taste good.
Hey, one scoop of protein powder, cinnamon, little Splenda,
Yeah,
delicious.
that's not bad. Yeah, that's
It's
not bad.
delicious.
But
So
yeah, it just, I mean, every single person's body is different. But I mean, 99% of the time, any of those highly processed grains, most people are going to have issues with it. If you don't have an issue with it, A, you're either a freak of nature, or B, you've been eating it so long that your body can condition to it. And so when you get to a point in your fitness life and just health lifestyle where you stop eating that crap, you stop eating the highly processed oils, you stop eating seed oils, and if you go a certain amount of time, even if it's just a couple weeks, and you stop eating that stuff, and then you go eat it again, your stomach is messed up. You will be in pain. You will be swollen. Your skin will look gross. You like if you're prone to acne, you will break out in a heartbeat. It just does. You don't look good. And you don't feel good, and it's because
yeah,
your body's not conditioned to breaking down and processing those highly processed foods and oils.
yeah.
And so when you stop eating that stuff, then you go back to it. So if you have a problem with the highly processed grains, the seed oils, and everything like that, um, that's probably good news because it probably means that you don't eat enough of them to have a resistancy to actually break them down and process them, and try to keep staying away from them. And I know that I'm not a didn't go to school for nutrition. I'm not a nutritionist, not a dietitian, but that's just scientific facts. Like they're horrible for you. And so when you just stop eating them, I mean, it's astounding. The first 2 days of not eating that kind of stuff, you feel like crap because your body's like going through withdrawals.
Well,
But
I do have a certification in nutrition, and you are 100% correct.
yeah, so yeah, you can tell really quickly, like you go through with the withdrawal phase from like sugars and oils and stuff like that. But after a couple days, man, you're on cloud nine. You feel fantastic. It's the same thing as like being hungover. You drink too much alcohol, you're hungover because you're dehydrated and you're going through withdrawals. And so you swear you'll never drink again, and then you go drink again, you feel good again, and then you feel like crap again.
Yeah.
And so it's a never ending cycle. And the same thing goes with foods. And that's what sucks with our food system today. It's it's for trying to make as much money as possible and not keep the population healthy. And that's why America is the most obese country in the entire world. That's why the leading cause of death in America is heart disease. Second leading cause is diabetes. I think it's 80% of the population is pre-diabetic, and I believe it's like 40 or 50%. Wait, no, that wouldn't be the math, right? I don't know. It's a crazy. Definitely 80% is pre-diabetic, and then the rest is diabetic.
Yeah.
And a lot of it, yeah, sure, it can be hereditary, but that's not really the case as much, and it's mostly because of diet. And I mean, it just really comes down to what you're putting in your body. When they say you are what you eat, do you ever see those commercials, James, where those like little kids playing soccer, and I think it was for Pediasure, and they were like, your kids are what they eat. And so like the kids that were really slow and running really slow in the soccer game, they're dressed up in like French fries,
Yes.
and then the kid that's dressed up as a Pediasure is just like gunning through
Yeah.
the
Bookish. Yeah.
through the game. And I mean, that's so accurate, though. It really
Yeah.
is so accurate.
And a good coach when they're going through that interview process, they're gonna help you navigate some of those
Mhm.
pitfalls too,
Yeah.
which is important. So let's real quick recap a few things when you're searching for a coach, things you want to look out for, and then I want to get to at least one of these questions. So just in recap, uh, the most important process when you're searching for a fitness coach is the interview process. Make sure that the coach is taking time with you to truly understand your goals and what you're trying to accomplish, what you've kind of done or tried in the past, what you're looking to accomplish in the future. Because if they're not taking you through that process, most likely they're going to give you a program that is not going to be in your best interest, more a program in their best interest, something that they don't have to put a lot of time into it. We pride ourselves at Work Hard People's, our clients, we put the time in. We discuss things with them. We manipulate programs through check-ins to make sure that they're continually achieving their goals. And those are the type of coaches that you want to look for. And I'll tell you right now, if we can't help you, we have a network of coaches that we'll find someone to help you. So obviously we'd love to work with you. You can reach out to us at workhardpeoples.com. The email is WHP at workhardpeoples.com. And with that, let's get to a question. There's one question we got. I think we should probably just answer this one and call it. But I want you to do this question, Emma, because you've been through this. But they say the question was, what's your view on intermittent fasting? And I know there's lots of information out there, and especially your bodybuilder bros are like, no, you can't intermittent fast, man. You gotta eat chicken and rice 5 days a day. No, it doesn't work that way. So you used intermittent fasting starting your journey, and it's great. My daughter's using it, and she's doing fantastic. I mean, she's down 15 pounds, 16 pounds. Tell us a little bit about the view on it, our view on intermittent fasting.
So when I love it. I mean, I do. But I will say it's every person is completely different. And so if someone ever came to me and said, I want to do exactly what you do, I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions before I even tell them exactly what I did. Because every single person, their lifestyle is different, their metabolism is different. Their health is different. I'm not going to recommend intermittent fasting to someone who has to manipulate their blood sugar, in the morning, first thing in the morning. You can't do that. And so there's a lot of false narratives around different types. There's false narratives around keto, carnivore diet, intermittent fasting, all that type of stuff. But there's also a whole bunch of positives. So really, you just kind of have to take in a little bit of information from both sides, and then just kind of come up with your own conclusion. It's just like watching the news. You can't believe everything you see on the news. You just kind of take pieces of it and then come up with your own conclusion. But for me personally, I love intermittent fasting, and it's not just because I'm like only intermittent fasting is the only way to do it. It simplifies the need to eat, and it makes you experience, first of all, true hunger, because you have fake hunger and you have true hunger. It lets your body go into a mode where it is burning fat instead of food for fuel, and then you hit a wall and you're so hungry you're like, I'm gonna eat this chair. There's many times I sat there and it was like I was coming up on 16 on 16 hours of fasting, and I was like, I could seriously freak out. I'm so hungry right now. But I loved feeling that because it means that I actually earned being able to eat. Because we grew up in a society where it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and all the breakfast foods were cereal, Pop Tarts, breads. So what's the first thing that's going to do? It's going to spike your blood sugar, and then it's going to spike your insulin. And so for intermittent fasting, it just really helps you get control of your eating habits. And it's not that it's a magic pill. It's not that it makes it work just because it's intermittent fasting. It just puts a construct onto eating. And so it makes it more achievable. And so when you're running into situations where you're constantly overeating and you're eating and you're snacking all day long every single day, the intermittent fasting makes that window even smaller. And so you're only eating 8 hours a day instead of all day long the first thing you wake up in the morning until right before you go to bed. And so for me, that worked perfectly. I spent the whole entire morning not eating, and I felt great. I wasn't starving. I mean, the first couple of days are difficult because, just like I was saying with everything else, it's an adjustment period.
And
But
my
you just,
daughter, she said that first 4 days was pretty
uh,
tough for her,
it's
but
rough
she's been rolling
mentally.
for the last 3 weeks with it. So
Exactly. Yeah. Once you kind of once your body resets, it gets to that point. And honestly, for me, I mean, I would do it for the rest of my life if I could, because I personally have just never really been a breakfast person. When I started working with Chris, he was like, yeah, no, that's not going to fly.
yeah,
We need to make sure you're getting protein first thing in the morning. And I'm like, oh, okay.
yeah. I tweak it a little, so I don't use an 8 hour window. I use a 10 hour window, just
Yeah.
because my whole purpose in eating food is designed around my workout.
Hmm.
So I need to get the food that I want in before my workout. I start eating at 10 in
Hmm.
the morning, and I stop at 8. Well, I actually usually stop usually 7:30, but I use a little bit longer work window because of the time that I go to the gym. And I like to have those 2 to 3 good meals in me before I hit the gym, and then a decent meal after the gym. And then, then I'm pretty much done. But
Exactly.
that's where experimentation comes in, right?
Yeah, that's kind of where you just kind of like how I was saying, where someone, I'm not going to tell them exactly what I did and tell them that's exactly what they need to do. That's what worked for me. At the end of the day, there's two different types of intermittent fasting. There's two 24-hour fasts twice a week, or every single day, 16-hour fast. So 16-hour fast,
Yeah.
8-hour window of eating. That's generally what it is. That's kind of the basic construct of it. But you tweak it. And so you just kind of adjust. If I'm talking to someone, I mean, if I'm talking to someone who works nights, obviously my 16-hour 8-hour is not going to be this, it's not going to work for them. It's
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
different. So you
yeah.
have to take
Different
into
window.
account when you're doing that. But I will say with the intermittent fasting, not only is it helping you, it's reestablishing your relationship with food. It's helping you really just kind of get your own grasp on your eating habits. But it also has an enormous amount of health benefits. I mean,
Yeah.
that is scientifically proven. It's been proven now time after time after time. It kills cancer cells, not necessarily because um, it's some type of magic way to fast, but it's because when you're fasting, instead of your body focusing on digesting food all day long, it's actually able to focus on other things that are going on in your body. So if you have cancer cells developing in your body always is killing cancer cells all the
Yeah.
time. When it becomes a problem is when your immune system can no longer control the amount of cells that need to be killed, or they start mutating to the point where they can't see them, different things like that. But when you're intermittent fasting, and when you're just in a fast in general, your body can focus on breaking down those cells, breaking down bad bacteria, viruses, stuff like that. So you're overall just going to be healthier from that.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's helping re-regulate your insulin production. So kind of
Yes.
what I was saying with the breakfast is your insulin, your blood sugar, and your insulin up here first thing in the morning. Well, with the intermittent fasting, that's not happening anymore. So your insulin is not having to constantly chase this blood sugar high always all day long. It's you're not eating in the morning, so everything's baseline. Your baseline, your baseline, your
Hmm.
baseline. You have a meal, it goes up a little bit, your insulin's going to go up a little bit, and then it comes back down. And it's
Yeah.
instead of just it being the first thing in the morning where it's like, oh no, you know what I mean? And then you're
Actually,
that all day long.
I think that's great. So I think that gives us a perfect segue into the next episode when I think we should do the next episode on dieting. I read an article when I was writing my book that the average American will try over 126 diets in their lifetime.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of those, and maybe that's what we'll do. We'll focus on some of those
I
on
think that would be awesome.
nutrition and
Yeah,
our second and our in the next coaches corner there.
I
So
think that would be
uh,
awesome.
but with that, we've definitely, I think, given you some tools on how to interview a coach, what to look for in a coach when you're getting ready to hire a coach. Just be as detailed as you can with the questions that you ask. Not only will it help your coach really determine what you're looking for, but it will also really help you learn if that coach is going to be a good fit for you. So, any last words for you, Emma?
I can't think of anything else. Just kind of just exactly what you said. Just set yourself up for success. Make sure that the person that you're talking to and the person you want to trust is someone that you can, in fact, trust, and you're not just excited and just jump into something that you're actually not 100% sure about. Because, like I said, it is a business transaction. You just want to make sure that you're going with someone that you can trust and you believe that is going to help you achieve those goals.
Yeah, and really the only way to do that is to start the interview process. I mean, um, if uh, if I was you, I'd interview 2, 3, 4 coaches before you actually pick one.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not willing to have an interview with you, then you probably don't want that person anyway. But
Exactly.
find the right fit. If you find that fit early on, you're going to attain your goals quicker, and I think you'll just have a much better experience in the industry to begin with. So, with that, we love y'all. We thank you. Please continue to like and subscribe. Um, and we're going to keep doing our best to put out good content for you so that we can provide you with tools and information. We are truly thankful for everybody that's been watching, and like we say, remember, Don't forget to smile. Thanks so much for watching or listening. Remember, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find us on Facebook at Work Hard Peoples LLC or Instagram at Work Hard Peoples LLC. You can also find us on our website at workhardpeoples.com. Have a great day or night. Don't forget to smile.